And I grew up only hearing, America's spin on Russia, and hearing his perspective on the United States was very, very eye-opening, to say the least. I mean, he talks about, and that's another thing is he has survived through so many presidents, right? So he has this perspective on Trump, on Bush, on Clinton, on Obama. And
I mean, the guy's basically a dictator. Let's call him what he is. He's not relinquishing power.
Right. No.
But before him, Russia was a joke.
But
right? Like
right.
You compare Yeltsin to him.
Right.
Yeltsin was drunk. This guy's like shirt off, horseback, judo, like let's go.
Yeah.
He fought wars against Chechnya. He invaded Georgia. Like the guy's you can't even compare him to Yeltsin.
Right.
And then when they lost McDonald's last year, I don't think the Russians were crying. I wish the same thing would happen to. I wish we could lose McDonald's. I think McDonald's is hurting us. No offense, Mickey D's.
Yeah, but I mean, he said, when you talk about the history of America and Russia, we've just been instigating with NATO, pointing, having
they're completely surrounded. I mean, that's the truth.
They're surrounded with these missile sites that are supposed to be defensive missile sites, but they can be converted into offensive missile sites in the matter of minutes.
It's literally a button. It's not. I don't think you just say okay, attack. I don't even think you need to do anything. I think you just say push.
Yeah.
So like that's one thing I don't think a lot of Americans understand. And again, you got to be fair, even with nations that are hostile towards you. If you look at the whole picture, are they completely surrounded? They are. Mm-hmm. So do I know what happens here? No, I think there's a lot at play. I think our currency's at risk. I don't see the dollar surviving if we continue what we're doing right now, unless we pay down this deficit immediately. I think the play is into crypto. I think that is the end game. And I think there are powers that manipulate that are not in the interest of the U.S. And we don't need to get into all that. Most people know what I'm talking about. So
what are you talking about?
I just think there's a lot of people that are in power that do not have the interest of our nation first. Yeah. They make interest based on the interest of their group, their people, whoever they are. People have different names to them, but you know what I'm talking about. People say, oh, it's a theory, a sea theory, right?
Conspiracy theory, yeah.
So yes. I tend to lean towards that because a lot of the stuff that goes on doesn't make sense, man. It's not in our interest. Why are we doing it?
That's like kind of the point I was making about Putin, where he's a dictator and he's not relinquishing power, and that's bad, right? Is it good that we just have a brand new person to run our country every 4 years? Or every 8 years that has to learn the job and get elected through this joke of a political system that we have here, these two binary options that we have and then Fox News tells you to vote this way and CNN tells you to vote that way. It's just like a fucking circus, really.
And then if you don't want to vote for either, what's your vote? I mean,
like, what is it? Would it be better to have a president 10 years versus 4 years? I don't know.
It's actually a great question. I mean, I don't know either. I don't know why there has to be, given that we have secure elections and everything like that, right? Mm-hmm. And we should probably nix that word because that'll probably kill the algorithm. Yeah. But getting back to the point, I don't have a problem if the American people vote for someone to stay in power for 25 years and they're doing a good job. Who cares? Mm-hmm. Like if we had this extraordinary leader and we keep voting, the masses vote for him, then who cares? But it's still a democracy and you're still voting for that person to stay in power. Why break something that's amazing? If we have a human being who puts us first and cares, to me, a leader is someone who's willing to sacrifice themselves for their people. If we use that definition to describe a leader, you don't have not one in Washington, D.C.
Right.
You don't have a single leader.
And it's so obvious that the people that are in power in America, no matter who they are, whether it be the president or any of these other given politicians, senators, whatever, they all want that really badly. Like they started in this weird system. Be
careful of the one who seeks power.
Yeah, exactly. The one who wants it is the one who should not have it.
A true leader is the one that is such an amazing person that the masses say, no, you need to do it. Like you need to be the one. You have a divine responsibility if you're a spiritual person. When you're a leader, you're put in control of every single living creature under your realm. You're accountable for it. If a tree gets cut down for no reason, that's on you. You're literally in charge of every living creature under your rule and every resource. And if these things are being squandered and not used appropriately and not used for the benefits of the masses, and you're making decisions that are only for you and your friends, you're not a leader. You're an evil criminal is what you are. You are not a leader. A leader is one who is so humble, they're willing to sacrifice themselves for the hive. Mm-hmm. And we don't have a single politician in this entire nation, except maybe the guy he's doing a pretty good job here, man, where you guys live. But other than that,
DeSantis.
Yeah, the rest of them, I'm not here to get into the little squanderings of what you believe ideologically with birth. And I'm talking about just what he did for your state during the most volatile time ever to keep you guys afloat, where you've become one of the most desired places to live. Your property values skyrocket. Your employment is stable. I'm driving around. and life is normal in the midst of what was the biggest storm we've ever seen on our shores, to me, he has the characteristics of a leader.